Ryan Christopher. It's 9 o'clock, and boy, do we have a jam-packed show for you guys. Six Flags Fright Fest is on, so there's going to be some spooky
zombies
characters
in the studio.
Watch out, they might appear when you least expect it. Also, Applegate is standing by over in the Bender Kitchen. We have some healthy deli meats and ways to make some nice lunches for the kids. Plus,
Dante's favorite deli meat, the only deli meat Dante eats. That's the endorsement there.
Yeah,
but
nice
it's
endorsement.
True.
Also, William Shatner.
Yeah, that's huge.
He's
Captain
on the show.
Kirk.
Yes.
He's not in the studio. We took a phone call from him. He called you up.
Well, no, he called you, I think. He has your number on speed dial. But I heard you had quite the weekend.
Yeah, we had a fun weekend. You ever heard of Postmodern Jukebox? They were playing up at the Bushnell.
I have not.
And it's really fun. They take pop music and they turn it into jazz. So you're familiar with every song that they play. And then the guy in the end, that's a tambourine guy. His name's Tim Kubart, who actually won a Grammy this year for Best Children's Album. He happens to be Brandon's college roommate. So we went up and saw him. Yeah, and then he put on this whole performance for Dante the following morning. His album is called Home. And if you have little ones at home, I recommend it. It's so great. It's so clever, catchy, and a lot of fun.
The Tambourine Man winning Grammys,
Tambourine Man. He's pretty cool. All right, and then we helped out the dyslexia group out there in Waterbury. We did the walk for them. My mother and I went out there.
Excellent.
So big thank you to Russ Griswold for setting it up, and everyone over there in Waterbury and Highland Ave. They're doing great things. The Shriners were involved, so we had a nice afternoon. Got some exercise in. The weather cooperated.
You're doing great stuff in the community.
We try, Ryan. You were up at the Sun, huh?
Yeah, Mohegan Sun this weekend. We were helping to kick off Mohegan Sun's 20th anniversary celebration.
Wow,
I hosted
those two.
Yeah, Q&A with
three of them, actually.
Anson Mount and Robin McLeavy. They're the stars of Hell on Wheels on ABC, if you've ever seen the show. Really interesting because they have quite the career. You know, sometimes you talk to people who are like reality stars and it's like, oh, okay, what else do we talk about besides that? But these guys, you know, real actors, quite the career. So it was really fun.
Wow, did you have a nice turnout?
Excellent turnout. It was fun.
Always fun.
Yes.
All right, so let's move on to what's brewing. Big story involving Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
Her husband Kanye West abruptly cut his appearance short at a New York City music festival after Kim was held at gunpoint.
I'm sorry, this is a family emergency. I have to stop the show.
Yeah, very scary. Officials say that Kardashian was at a hotel in Paris when she was held up by two men dressed as police. Apparently, they stole up to $10 million worth of jewels.
Well, her engagement ring alone is probably $5 million. It's enormous. But she was tied up and in the bathroom. Like, it was very frightening. Say what you will about Kim Kardashian, but you know, she's a mom, she's a wife, she's a daughter. I mean, that's frightening.
Yeah, and I think sometimes people are a little insensitive about this on social media because, as you said, she is a mom, no matter how big of a star you are or just an average Joe. I mean, you do have family, and this shouldn't happen to anybody.
She had a rough week. She had an earlier incident too.
That is true. That is true. So
won't talk about that one.
Hope everything is all right there.
All right, so moving on now, as the police cruiser pulled up to the 5-star Senior Center in South Street in St. Louis, actually. It wasn't public enemy number 1, but number 102. 102.
Enjoy your ride this morning.
Oh, yes. Handcuffs and all.
Handcuffs and all. Whoa. Yeah, that's right. This little lady, she fulfilled her backseat bucket wish list. 102 years old. Edy Sims. She has never been in the back of a cruiser, so that's what
she wanted.
That's what she wanted.
Wish.
There she is. She got an honorary arrest, apparently, and when she's not being voluntarily arrested, she likes dispensing some wisdom, and she also knits. Last year, she made 413 handmade items for the folks at the Senior Center.
Well, Edie, happy birthday to you. I'm glad it wasn't for real. But
I've never heard of that on a
cross it off your list.
Yeah, wow. Hard to believe.
Have you ever been in the backseat of a police car?
This is a PG show, Teresa.
Just
we won't go there.
All right. Okay, it's not often that you're quiet.
Well, hey, you know, I don't want to talk too much, but this is exciting because Dancing with the Stars is on tonight, which leads us to a very special contest courtesy of Big Y World Class Market. We're giving away a trip for two to Brazil and Argentina.
All right, it's like a trip of a lifetime. The grand prize winner will receive a 6-night dream vacation, including 3 nights in Brazil, 3 nights in Argentina, booked through Janet Lewis of Largate Travel and Marnella Tours, plus round-trip airfare from New York to Rio de Janeiro.
That is unreal. Plus, an added bonus, the winner will get a samba and tango lesson. The value of the trip is $8,000, plus every week, one lucky person will win a $100 Big Y gift card. So head on over to WTNH.com/contest for your chance to win. Maybe we'll bring Edy if we win, you know, the
She'd love that.
102-year-old. That would be a fun time.
All right, so we are getting in the Halloween spirit today on the show. We have Six Flags
Right.
in the house. Also, you were visiting
Witch's Dungeon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been around for 50 years, and it was all created by a man who started it in his backyard when he was 13 years old. And now you can head on over there and check out the original props and figures from some of the most famous sci-fi flicks in movie history. So you've seen the movie The Exorcist, right? Well, this here is the original spinning head. Tell us all about it.
Well, I knew Dick Smith, who did the makeup in The Exorcist. He was a great friend of mine, taught me a lot, and that's how I started creating the Witch's Dungeon.
So how many of these exist?
Only 2. It's signed by Linda Blair. In order to get the strangest look on the eyes, he based them on cougar eyes. So the lenses that Linda wore were actually cougar eye lenses that were specially made.
Now, do you have any of the pea soup that they use in the movie? Any of that little...
No.
So how does one get into this type of thing?
Well, in my case, it was in the blood because my great uncle was Henry Hull, who played the Werewolf of London in 1935. Henry worked with a number of different actors, including Vincent Price.
Welcome, poor mortal.
Of course, Vincent was well known for being the voice in Thriller.
Can you show us the Thriller dance?
Oh, I don't think so. I'm not a dancer.
The original E.T. prop head from the scene where they're riding on the bike through the sky. How did you get your hands on this?
Well, I knew Laurie Merrins. Now, Laurie was one of the sculptors that worked on the film.
Have you ever put this one on your bicycle?
I wouldn't want to choose. I wouldn't want to do that.
You know, I think he brought that ET into the studio a couple of years ago
Did
when
he really?
Cortland was here. Yeah.
Quite the amazing collection he has there. You guys can check out the Witch's Dungeon. It's open at the Bristol Historical Society weekends from 7 to 10 and on Halloween night.
Yes, what's happening?
Boris Karloff's daughter is going to be there, so you can have a little meet and greet. Of course, he is from Frankenstein, and after the tours, you can check out the old school films on a classic film projector.
Wow, that's a fun Halloween night.
Excellent.
All right, so we have a great show for you today.